Okay, so everybody always asking us why did we pay off our house so quick?
Why we paid it off. So if we're gonna talk about it, might as well start at the beginning.
Right. First, we had a 5-year plan.
But what's funny about it is when we're in there doing the signing, we both looked at the big number. If we were to pay our mortgage for 30 years, because what was the interest rate?
The interest rate was 7%. When I seen that interest rate
7%.
for 7% and how much we was gonna pay,
So we saw it basically was going to be more than double of what we owed for the house.
120%, 125%.
Yep. It came out to like 125% more of like basically overall interest that we were going to be paying.
If we would have waited for 30 years.
Yep. So we would have been buying the house over more than twice. But at that time, what was funny is because we didn't really
know.
Yeah, I didn't know. So I knew
I didn't know.
I knew the interest rate and I knew what our mortgage payment was going to be every month. And at that time, we both were happy with that. So I knew that. But I never really calculated it until I saw that number. It scared me.
The number scared me because I'm used to when I go in the store and buy something, if something costs $19.99, it ended up being $21.39. So I thought when we buy the house, bam, they put a little interest rate on it, bam, it'll be probably like 20,000-30,000 more, 50,
right,
125% more.
What was
more than the house
is that I sat there and was like, I'm not too worried about it because whatever, within 5 years, in my mind, I'm sitting there, we're gonna pay it off within like 5 years. But I'm just thinking this in my head, not discussing it with her. And then finally, when we sat down and we both started discussing it, she mentioned, 5 years or whatever. Yeah. She was like, whatever, we're going, you know what I'm saying? Let's just save and stack and we'll pay it off within 5 years. So I thought that was kind of funny that we both had a 5-year plan without even discussing it.
Mm-hmm.
So then, fast forward,
the beginning of this summer, we said, I said, let's pay it off next year after we pay our taxes. After we pay our taxes next year, let's see. We should have a cushion, and let's pay the house off next summer. Yep. He was like, okay, yeah, let's save. After we pay our taxes, we're gonna pay the house off next summer.
So that was the plan. But then I don't know if it was her or me. One of us was joking and was saying, what about at the end of this year?
Yeah, let's do it as a Christmas present. Let's pay. What do you think we'll do it off? Let's really save and see if we can pay it off by Christmas as a joke. But then he was on board. I was like, oh.
Yeah, because I thought about it. I was like, okay, that still gives us enough time to save up from now to then. So when we pay the house off, we can still have a good cushion between each other. A nice little savings. So that was the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Was like, okay, let's shoot for that the end of this year. But we just set up to where our savings
account can earn interest.
Yes, with the bank. And it's a good bit of interest too. It's like if anybody knows like with CDs and how they work, it was like a CD interest rate.
Mm-hmm.
But the beautiful thing was it's not a CD where your money's tied up. This was just in our regular savings, and we were getting a high interest rate to make money off our savings.
So you checking that bank account every day. You see you making interest. You like, ooh, baby, we're gonna be good by December. That's what I'm thinking. But then he was like, wait a minute, hold up.
Right. Because I overanalyzed everything. So the whole time, I'm like, okay, I know we're about to pay off the house. So this money that we're making interest on, we're only gonna be able to make interest on it for another 4 months or so. But I'm breaking down everything. I'm breaking down, okay, how much out of the mortgage every month that we're making interest or we're paying interest on, and then
in the bank, how much we making off of the bank.
Exactly. And when I added up, I was like, hold on, with the interest she's making, the interest I'm making, that still isn't paying for our interest that we're paying on the mortgage every month.
We're basically backpedaling.
Yeah.
That money looked good in that account, but at the end of the day, it's just we wasn't making no money.
She brought it up again. Hey, do you want to, are you going to be ready at the end of this year? And I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm actually ready. The more and more I'm thinking about it, I was like, I'm ready to pay it off now. And that's when I started breaking, everything down to her or whatever.
And when I promise y'all, when he broke it down to me, I could not stop thinking about it. Because it's like I wasn't even thinking about it. All I was thinking about, we making money in this interest rate account. And bam, we got to pay our mortgage. We're going to buy the house, pay the house off in December. But when he broke it down, I could not stop thinking about it. It went from we're gonna pay the house off in 5 years to we're gonna pay the house off in 2 years to we're gonna pay the house off in December to you ready to go today? Can we go today?
Right.
All this happened within a couple of days. He literally broke it down to me that Thursday, and I couldn't stop thinking about it all day. Thursday, Friday. I woke up that morning. I'm like, you ready? He like, yeah, I'm ready. I was like, you ready to go now? But of course we couldn't because the bank was closed. But but I was so scared. I was so nervous because I never made no purchase that big before. And I'm like, because I was so used to seeing that money in my account too. I didn't want to let it go.
Right.
But
that's when that's another thing I broke down. I was like, technically, this money we have in our savings, that's not our money. We owe this to the bank. So I was like, yes, it feels nice to have that big cushion. I was like, but technically it's not our money. But the fact that we were making high interest, making money with that high interest rate off of that savings, I was like, I was still contemplating, but I just kept saying to myself, I'm like, it's a waste. Like, we're not making that money. That money is going into the interest that we're paying monthly. So at that point, I was like, and on top of that, the 4 months that we were going to save up to even have a bigger cushion when we pay the house off, I added up. I explained to her, I was like, well, if we pay 4 more months of mortgage, and I added up the interest that we were paying.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, and I added that up, and I was like, that can be towards our cushion,
right?
If we pay the house off now. If not, that money is just gone. It's like, so anybody that knows, like, yeah, you're going to pay most of the interest on any loan that you get at the beginning.
First 15 years.
The first 15 years is more interest, less on your principal that you're paying down. And then, towards after 15 years, it starts getting, more of the principal and less interest.
So after that, I was up ready Monday. I'm like, Monday, let's go. Monday morning. I don't even want to wait to Tuesday, Wednesday, because every day interest is getting eaten up. I'm like, no. So we did that. And what else did we, if something, did I already say if something happens to me?
No.
Okay, if something, and then another reason why too, I was always scared. I'm like, this is a big mortgage. I can afford it by myself. I mean, it's good that we got each other, you know what I'm saying? We can go half on it, but I don't, what if something happens to me and he have to fork it out, which he can afford it, but it's a lot. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? A lot.
It's a lot with both of us.
It's a lot with both of us.
Right.
So with one person, it's definitely a lot.
We both felt like that. It's like we don't want to leave each other with a big house payment.
You're right. Like, and then who want to be 60 and 70 years old paying that high mortgage? Now, if you got a low interest rate, that's what really
scared me.
If you got a low interest rate at 2 and 3 and 4, you pretty much good. But 7%, so you know the mortgage is triple more. So who want to be stuck paying that for 30 years? Not me. Like,
that's the part that really scared me, because I'm like, we're good now. But what about 10 years from now?
15, 20, right.
That's what I'm saying. And we're still, that mortgage payment ain't going nowhere. We might be comfortable with it now, with both of our incomes and what we're doing. It's like, oh, okay, it ain't, it's like we can handle it.
Yeah,
but then if one of us, something was to happen to her, that's a lot. But if, you just don't know, you can't predict the future. So that always scared me in the back of my mind of, okay, if we don't pay it off now, if we don't do what we got to do to pay it off now, and we pay this for 30 years, that did scare me, because I'm like, something could happen.
Yeah, anything
can happen. That mortgage,
right.
we can pay it now with no problem. Tomorrow it could turn into like, we can't afford this mortgage.
Exactly.
And all that money and interest you done paid,
it's gone. So now basically all we got to worry about is tax. For everybody saying you don't own the house, you still got to pay taxes and insurance.
Taxes and insurance don't go away. We all know that. But what are you saying? Yeah, when they say that, oh, you might as well just keep your mortgage going. Like, why pay it all off or whatever? Like, obviously they don't know what they're talking about. Like, I know a lot of people. This is coming from, yes, we're thankful that we were able to save up, which we'll do a video about that too.
Yeah, we're gonna make a video talk about how we saved up, what all we did, and how long.
But I'm thankful that we were able to do it, because some people aren't. But for the people that can, and you're sitting there deciding, you're like, because we were doing it too. We see that big, large lump sum, and it's like, oh, I don't want that to go away. But that's what I was breaking down, explaining to her too. I was like, the money's not gone. We own this house now. So the money that we just paid this house off with, we actually got equity in it. So technically the money's still there. we
And
can
it's-
actually see it.
Exactly.
This is, you know, so that was another thing too. It's like the money, we're really just moving it over, and now we fully own the house versus keeping it in the, you know, the account.
And
Yeah,
now
that looks
some-
nice,
right.
but
And now if something happens and we fall on hard times, guess what we can do? We can sell the house,
Yep.
downsize. We can get us a trailer on a 1 acre lot and just put the rest in the bank account.
There's so many options.
There's so many options now when you own the house, and all you got to worry about
But
taxes
not
and
even
insurance.
that, yeah. Like she was like, we set ourselves up to where we cut our bills more than in half.
More than in
and
half.
that right there, that really just okay. That fear of something happens, how are we gonna pay this high mortgage? To the point now, if something happens, we'll be able to manage. We'll be able to survive, no matter what we had to do.
Mm-hmm.
So,
baby, I go get a part-time job at Dollar General.
that's what I'm saying.
To get these taxes
You
and
set
insurance
yourself
paid
up for that. But if we wouldn't have paid it off, and something was to happen, and we were reckless with the money,
yeah, I probably had to get like 2 or 3
No,
jobs
yeah.
if I fall on hard times.
definitely,
Yeah.
you're either gonna lose the house or you gotta, you probably have to get multiple jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Like you would be struggling with one job, but we set ourselves up to where, worst case,
Worst case, baby, we'll settle and get a trailer. We'll settle and get a tiny home.
Well, we have that option.
We have that
it's
option.
paid off. Yeah.
So yeah, that's it for this video. We just want to make this video and tell y'all why we paid the house off so fast. So we're gonna make some more videos talking about all the steps and all that stuff in another one. So